As we heard earlier, much of the talk at our CBS News town hall meeting on the economy focused on jobs. President Obama was asked what can be done now to lower the 9% unemployment rate.
I think the key is to recognize that some of the jobs that left aren't going to be coming back, but we've got to be creating new industries and new jobs here in America. What we've got to be doing is looking at what are the jobs that are going to be there 20 years from now, 30 years from now, whether it's in biotech, whether it's in clean energy, whether it's in energy efficiency, and make sure that we're funneling basic research dollars there. That's where a lot of these new jobs are going to be coming from.
Well, so far this year, the number of new jobs created is rising, but where are the best jobs, whether you're just starting out or moving to a new career? Joining us now is Gary Burnison, CEO of Korn, Ferry International, the world's biggest executive recruitment firm, and he is also the author of the New York Times bestseller, No Fear of Failure. Gary, good morning.
Good morning.
To see you this morning.
Good to
so
see
the
you.
president mentioned in the town hall meeting that a lot of jobs have left America, and they're not just coming back. So people need to create and need to kind of find new employment in some new industries out there. What do you think of some of those emerging markets? Where exactly are they? What should people be pinpointing?
Well, think about the future. Think about the next 5 years. 20% of the economy is going to be in healthcare. So healthcare could be a great place. Energy. We're not going to be dependent on other countries for energy. Clean technology, green jobs. Those are places that people can look.
As far as the numbers that we've seen, private sector jobs here added 268,000 jobs in April. It's the largest jump since '06. As far as the top job markets around the country, what are some cities, what are some areas where people can find more jobs than in other areas?
Well, that's what you have to do. You have to go to where the jobs are. Washington, D.C., it's a great place. President Obama talked about the government sector and jobs being eliminated. Well, they're actually being outsourced. So that would be a place to look. Silicon Valley. With all the innovation, right? Yeah. That's a great place. 250,000 postings right now in Silicon Valley. Baltimore, Charlotte. There's good places across the country to get a job.
In San Francisco, another region in California.
Absolutely.
So San Francisco, there are some areas you just have to do a little research. You have to go out. You've got to find where the jobs are. They're not just going to come to you. And I think that's what we've been saying universally to people all across the board. Let's talk about college graduates now. You've got kids that are getting close to getting out of school. They've got those student loan payments they have to deal with. About to hit the streets and wondering, okay, where should I go? I know you mentioned green jobs and some other ideas before as far as emerging markets, but what about for college kids?
Well, I've got 5 kids, a couple in it.
So then you know this firsthand.
So I know this very firsthand, yeah. I mean, look, the first job may not be your dream job. You're going to have to be flexible, but it's probably less partying, as I told Stephanie, my daughter, more internships. You've got to have your eyes wide open. So look around, look at places like accounting, look in sales, look at marketing, look in technology.
And you say if you're a good people person, why not? I mean, sales is definitely a good field, but you've got technology and social media, green jobs like we mentioned, nursing, the healthcare industry continues to do very well, sales and engineering, and more jobs for grads. You've got marketing, like we said, healthcare, accounting, and manufacturing. So there are a lot of opportunities out there.
There are. You just have to be, your eyes have to be open, and you have to go out and find them.
All right, let's talk about workers who've been laid off. What do they do with their time right now? How do they get back in the workforce?
Well, it's tough. I mean, I've been laid off, and I know what it's like, but you can't shut in. You can't let yourself atrophy. You've got to be open. You've got to get out there. You've got to network, for sure.
You say a couple of things you should do. Look into freelance opportunities. Volunteering is another way to do it, and also working part-time. Give me a little something behind each one of these points you've made here.
Well, it's like my son's baseball team that I coach. There's 5 dads that are out of work. And so I was talking to Bill, and he was in his house, and he wasn't doing much. But what did he do? He was in real estate, and he was in sales. Yeah. So we said, okay, how can you transport that to something else? So we got him in the insurance business. So now he's, selling insurance. That's what you need to do. You need to think about the skills you have, and the industries that are growing, and the companies that are actually growing in your community, and then network.
And if you do freelance, if you do volunteer, if you do some part-time work, you never know. It could lead to a permanent job, and you just want to keep your foot in the door, so to speak.
No question about it.
Let's talk about baby boomers right now. A lot of people are being forced to now kind of put off retirement for a few years, and it's not the easiest age to go out and find work. What would you recommend for baby boomers out there that are currently unemployed?
Put your experience to work. Absolutely need to do that. You've got great experience, and use it. Use those skills. So places you could go. Universities, right? Non-for-profits would be a good place. Consulting, nursing. if you happen to have those skills. Those would all be, you know, ripe fields today.
And jobs can be difficult to come by in this economy, we know. And a lot of people, they find themselves stuck in kind of dead-end jobs. They're not really happy with what they're doing. I know one of the things you say, and a lot of people say, it's always easier to go get a job when you have a job.
Absolutely.
But what would you recommend for people who are not happy in their current position?
Well, it's like the story of two construction workers. You know, one guy's eating a peanut butter sandwich, and the guy says, why are you eating that? Well, my wife makes it every day, right? Well, if you don't like the sandwich, make it yourself. You know, that's the time to get a job, is when you've got a job. You have to go out and network. Networking is a contact sport. So upgrade the skills that you have. If you're in a clerical position, then learn new technologies. Learn social media.
Just got to get out there and do it, huh?
You just got to get out there and do it.
All right, Gary, thanks. Good to see you here this morning.
Thank you.